Hi, my name is Chris Wolf.
Hi, I'm Norma Borgeson.
I've been working with ADU builders, and we're going to talk a little bit about how the production was from beginning to end. I've been living with my mother for a year and a half. At my age, I really wanted my own space. So we talked about building the ADU because going forward it was a win-win. Eventually, when my mom moves on from this world, I can always move into the big house and we can rent the ADU. So it's a great income stream to have. When ADU builders came in, they were really great with informing us how everything was going to go forward. So from the ground up, putting in the foundation, working with the Planning and Building Commission, and making sure that everything was taken care of before we started.
You know, they came in here and it just seemed like when they started, it just went up so fast.
So the really nice thing about the ADU builders team is there was plenty of people around all the time, and you know, everybody had their project to get done. I think that the team in general was really well rounded. So, you know, you had your plumber and your electrician and your framers, and everybody came together and worked well together, and I thought that was a really positive thing. They all just kind of shifted in and shifted out when they needed to. We were really shocked that within a week they already had the foundation built, the foundation poured, and moving into framing. And I have to say, ADU Builders is probably one of the quickest construction companies I've ever seen.
I just couldn't believe how quickly that they could get that done.
Most things take 6 months to a year to construct. This went up in 3 months, so that's pretty quick. I think the biggest thing for me is that it felt like family. You know, they came in, they treated you like you were family. So there was no question that if you had an issue or if you didn't have an issue or you loved something, I could go up to one of the workers and just tell him how I felt about the job he had done. And, you know, they were very easy to talk to, and I really enjoyed the experience. My schedule is kind of chaotic, but the communication stream was working really well. Anytime we had, you know, appointments or inspections, it always ran through the same channel to make sure that Anselin and I were on the same page. So as far as the materials were concerned, you know, our part was to buy all the fit and finish stuff, so the refrigerator, etc., etc. ADU builders took care of the rest, so we really didn't have to think about it much. They came in, you know, they brought the wood in, they started building the structure, and so for us there wasn't a lot of things for us to do other than to keep ourselves above target when we ordered, say, a stove, and we had to make sure that it was here at a certain date. So that was our part in it, but the rest of it they took care of, so it was an easy process. In this city, when you're pulling a permit, we chose to pull the permit ourselves as the homeowner, which actually makes it a little easier for us. Tax-wise, it keeps your taxes lower if the owner pulls the permits, where if you have the contractor pull the permits, it actually is a brand new structure or a brand new house. So that process actually worked much better for us to pull the permits, and then we handed the permits over to ADU builders and they could move forward very quickly. The process of getting a permit wasn't really very difficult. You really, you know, once you go through planning and building and everything's signed off, the permit is just a formality. permit is 436 square feet. We could have gone up to 500, but at that time we would have had to go back to planning and building, and it just wasn't worth it for another 70 square feet. So we decided to stick with it, and then we added a utility space because the setback had changed from 7 feet to 4 feet. And that's when we added the 6 feet by 20 foot utility space on the back for the washer and dryer and storage, which in an ADU, as a tiny house, you need storage. So it worked out really well for us. I think ADU Builders is very efficient. They have all the parts and pieces to make a structure come together. I have been working with Antolin now for a year, and I would definitely recommend ADU Builders going forward, as well as I already have. So there are several projects I have referred him to. With this backyard, my mother already has her patio area, and it's right outside the slider for her, but there wasn't really anything for my ADU to have entertainment, and I love to cook, so having people over is a huge part of my life. So we decided to work with ADU Builders to get the patio side for the ADU put into place so that I could entertain as well. So as you see, we have a really nice patio now, and once it's finished, we will have the furniture, a barbecue, and a fire pit so that I can entertain as well as her. So she has her side of the yard and I have mine, and we eliminated a ton of grass, which reduced the cost for us as far as maintenance. With an ADU, there's so many possibilities. So, you can move your mother-in-law or your mother there, or your family member that's moving from out of state. I mean, in California here, it's very hot, and a lot of people are going to zero tolerance landscaping. So it just makes sense, if you're not utilizing your space in your backyard, to build an ADU, because then you can not only make income, but you're already taking up that space that you would normally be paying to water it or to landscape it. So for us, this is reducing the amount of lawn we have in the backyard, and we're gaining space that we could either rent out or utilize ourselves for friends and family.